Welcome to our lecture online. In this video, we're actually going to show you how to find that inverse matrix so we can solve for x, y, and z in our system of linear equations. So we start with this form, where on the left side we have the coefficients of x, y, and z in our three equations, and on the right side we have the identity matrix. We're going to manipulate it until the left side looks like this, and the right side will be the inverse matrix of A. The left side here is considered the matrix A. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I want to get a 1 up here, I'm going to interchange row 1 and row 2, because row 2 already has a 1 there. I want that to go to the top. So I'm going to simply say that row 1 is going to be interchanged with row 2. That's all we're going to do. Switch it around, then I put a 1 over here. So that means that I'm going to end up with the following: a 1, 1, negative 1, and then the 0, a 1, a 0. Row 1 becomes row 2, 2, 1, negative 1, 1, 0, 0, and the row 3 stays the same, negative 1, negative 2, 3, 0, 0, 1. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is turn these into zeros. I can do so by taking the second row and exchanging it for negative 2 times a negative of this number, negative 2, times row 1 added to row 2. And I take row 3 and replace it by the negative of that number, which is 1 times row 1, and adding it to row 3. When I do that, I get the following matrix. The first row doesn't change: 1, 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 0. On the second row, I take negative 2 times this. Oh, wait. Negative 2 times this added to that gives me 0. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, added to 1 is negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, added to negative 1 gives me a positive 1. Negative 2 times 0 added to 1 is still 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, added to 0 is negative 2. And negative 2 times this, nothing changes. And then for the third row, I take 1 times this added to that gives me 0. 1 times 1 added to negative 2 gives me negative 1. 1 times negative 1 added to 3 gives me positive 2. 1 times this, nothing changes. 1 times 1 added to 0 gives me 1. 1 times 0 added to 1 still stays 1. And there's my new matrix. Note I have 1, 0, 0. The next thing I want to do is turn this into a positive 1. So I can do that by taking the second row and replacing it by negative 1 times the second row. In other words, I'm simply going to multiply the whole second row by a negative 1 to turn that into a positive 1. When I do that, I get the following. The first row doesn't change: 1, 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 0. The second row, well, everything changes sign, so I get 0, a positive 1, a negative 1, a negative 1, positive 2, 0. And the third row doesn't change: 0, negative 1, 2, 0, 1, and 1. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to turn this into a 0, and I want to turn this into a 0. I can do that by taking the first row, row 1, and replacing it by the negative of that number multiplied times row 2 added to row 1. So that's negative 1 times row 2 added to row 1. And row 3, I'm going to replace it by the negative of that number, which is 1, times the row with the 1 in it, which is row 2, and adding it to row 3. If I do that, this whole thing becomes as follows. Okay, what row does not change? Row 2 does not change, so I can copy that. I get 0, 1, negative 1, negative 1, 2, 0. On top, this is still a 1, this is 0, that doesn't change. Now, negative 1 times 1 is negative 1, added to 1 is 0. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, added to negative 1 is 0. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1, added to 0 gives me 1. Negative 1 times times 2 is negative 2, added to 1 gives me negative 1. And negative 1 times 0 added to 0 gives me still 0. On the bottom row, I take 1 times R2, so 1 times 1 added to negative 1 is 0. 1 times negative 1 added to 2 gives me a 1. 1 times negative 1 added to 0 gives me negative 1. 1 times 2 added to 1 gives me 3. and 1 times 0 added to 1 remains a 1. Okay, almost there. Next, I want this to be a 1, but since it's already 1, I don't have to do anything. And then I want to make these zeros. That's already 0, which is great. I just simply have to change this one only. Okay, so now, how do I do that? I'm going to take row 2 and replace it by the negative of that number, which is 1, times the row with the 1 in it, which is row 3, and add it to row 2. When I do that, I get the following. What's not changing? Well, row 3 is not changing. 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 3, 1. Row 1 is not changing. I get 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0. Row 2 is changing. I take 1 times row 3, that's 1, add it to negative 1, I get 0. This stays at 1 and 0. Here, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, add to negative 1 gives me negative 2. 1 times 3 added to 2 gives me 5. 1 times 1 added to 0 gives me 1. And there you go. On the left side, I have exactly what I was trying to get to. And this here becomes my A matrix. So this is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And this is my inverse of the matrix A inverse. And that's what I was trying to get to. So I can say that my inverse is equal to the matrix 1, negative 1, 0. Negative 2, 5, 1, negative 1, 3, and 1. And that I can use over here, multiply times the B matrix to get the values for x, y, and z. Of course, since I'm out of board space, why don't we do that on the next video? So now that we've found the inverse matrix A, I can now easily find the values for x, y, and z by multiplying the inverse matrix by the B matrix. And the next video will show you how to do that. It's a long method, isn't it? And
no, method 1 and girl, 1 and 2 girl. Elimination and substitution girl.
You still like that the best?
Those two.
Yeah, there's something to be said about those two methods.
I'm a human being. Maybe you're a computer, but I'm a human being.
I like these methods. I'm always fascinated by how they work.
Oh, they work great. It's just that I'm not a computer.
Yeah. And one little mistake, whew, and it's so hard to find that once you make one.
You want to kill yourself.
Well, you don't need to go that far.